Chapter 9. Noah had still not recovered physically or mentally from kissing Hazel the night before, and he needed an iced coffee before his first tour of the day. The cool air of the pumpkin spice hit him as he walked in. The place was bustling as usual, with the morning rush getting their caffeine fix for the day. He got in line, stooping to give Casper a scratch between his ears when the little ghost cat came over to greet him. The cat purred happily, before sauntering off to curl up on the lap of a college student sitting in a cozy chair by the window.
No!
Corey appeared behind him in line, her briefcase slung over one shoulder.
What did you get up to last night?
She asked, all smiles. But Noah had lived here long enough not to be fooled. Corey was fishing.
Oh, the usual. Visited a few of the local sorority houses. Made some new friends. How about you? Read anything good lately?
Corey's smile grew shark-like. Suddenly, Noah felt bad for everyone she'd cross-examined as a trial lawyer. She must be terrifying to face in court, and she wasn't fooled by Noah's lies, but he wasn't scared of the book club.
Oh, plenty of good reads. Just finished one about a reformed rake.
Well, everyone loves a reformed rake.
He winked and turned toward the counter with Corey cackling behind him.
Hey, Noah.
Jeannie was at the register this morning, and she was also smiling at him like she knew things, or thought she knew things.
Hey, Jeannie.
How was your night?
Before or after Hazel kissed him and rearranged his brain chemistry?
Fine, thanks.
She was still staring at him, her dark brows lifted like she was waiting for him to go on.
I'll have an iced coffee with milk.
Okay, sure.
She called his order to Joe, who was making the drinks this morning while Jeannie manned the register.
Has Hazel been in yet?
Jeannie's smile grew.
No, not yet.
Then I'll get an apple cider iced tea, too.
You know her drink order?
He was sure Corey had just sighed dreamily behind Hing, but he refused to turn around.
Stop looking at me like that, Jeannie.
Like what?
Noah narrowed his eyes.
Like that. Hazel is a friend.
Hung, right. A friend, got it.
She handed him his drinks, a look on her face like she didn't believe a word he said, which was fair, because he didn't either. But he wasn't about to discuss what he and Hazel were to each other with half of Dream Harbor. The nosy book club president included, waiting in line behind him.
See you later.
By Noah.
By Noah!
Corey chirped, stepping up to the counter. Noah did not want to know what she and Jeannie were immediately giggling about. He was nearly free of Jeannie's insinuating looks and Corey's probing questions when Logan walked in. He really needed to find a different coffee shop.
Noah,
Hey, man. I was just on my way out.
what happened last night?
Good Lord. This town.
I had a lovely time at the carnival. Where were you, by the way? Didn't feel like supporting the school.
Red was creeping up Logan's neck and into his cheeks.
Jeannie put on a sundress.
Excuse me?
We didn't make it out of the house, okay?
Logan ground out the words like they were choking him, and Noah burst out laughing.
Damn, must have been one hell of a dress.
It was, but that's beside the point.
And what is the point, exactly?
We heard you were there with Hazel, like a date.
You really shouldn't believe everything you hear in this town, man. You, of all people, should know that.
Logan grinned before scooting around him and out the door. Hazel was not kidding about the town talking about their little outing, but let them think what they wanted. He'd had an amazing time. The best time. Such a good time, in fact, that he hadn't been able to sleep last night. Instead, he'd tossed and turned and thought about how sweet Hazel tasted and how soft her hair was as it brushed against the arm he had around her shoulders. And most of all, he thought about the satisfied smile on her face when she'd pulled away. He wanted to see more of that. He walked next door, drinks in hand, suddenly finding it necessary that he see a certain bookseller before he started his day.
Hazel, you're here.
Hazel looked up from her laptop at the sound of Annie's voice. She'd let herself in the back door of the shop like she always did when they were closed.
Of course, I'm here. And shouldn't you be at your own place of business?
Annie waved away her concern.
I heard Noah carried you out of the carnival over his shoulder last night after winning like 10 stuffed animals.
Hazel blinked.
No, that's not what happened.
Annie dropped onto the couch.
Then what happened?
She still didn't feel like explaining the whole book clue summer of fun. Hots for Noah situation, so she went with the simplest lie.
Noah asked me to go with him, so I did.
Annie's eyes widened.
And that's it, it was fun.
Fun?
Yes, fun. I am in fact capable of having fun.
Annie's brow creased.
Of course you are, Hayes, but you hate the carnival. Especially ever since the Ferris wheel debacle of junior year.
Hazel shrugged.
Turns out Ferris wheels are kinda fun.
Annie studied her, the crease in her forehead deepening.
You sure you're okay?
Yep. Casual.
Casual?
Yep, fun and casual.
Annie snorted. What?
Hayes, we've known each other for a long time, right? And you've never done casual in your life?
Hazel opened her mouth to speak, but then shut it again. Annie wasn't wrong. Hazel was a serial monogamist. Shed had exactly 3 boyfriends in her life, each one lasting a year or two, and then petering out somewhat unspectacularly. Her breakups weren't even dramatic or interesting. Each time they'd parted amicably and agreed to be friends. In fact, she still wrote some irregular emails to her college boyfriend who'd moved back to Japan. It was all very boring.
Well, now I'm doing casual.
Annie considered her, tipping her head to the side as though she was looking at Hazel from a different angle. I support this,
So happy to get your okay on the matter.
Hazel said dryly. Annie smirked.
I think this could be good for you. I mean, Noah clearly wants to get in your pants. You kissed.
Annie nearly shot up off the couch.
Way to bury the lead, Hayes.
She shook her head at her friend.
It's not that big of a deal.
It definitely is. Annie leaned forward.
How was it?
Hazel's cheeks heated.
It was.
The best kiss ever.
It was really nice.
Annie frowned.
Nice? Hazel, this man is known for his sexual prowess. You need to get more than nice.
God, Annie, don't talk about him like that.
Annie lifted an eyebrow.
Wait a minute. You can't get feelings for him. I mean, Noah is fun to hang out with, but he doesn't have serious relationships, like, at all. You know, he only sleeps with tourists.
I'm aware, and I don't want serious this time. I'm tired of serious.
Annie was still looking at her skeptically, but she nodded.
Okay, as long as you're going into this with your eyes open.
Hazel widened her eyes behind her glasses.
They are wide, very wide. I know what I'm doing.
All right, babe, I believe you. I gotta get back. I left George up to his elbows in cookie dough, and we open in like half an hour. Love you.
Love you, too. Lunch?
Definitely.
Annie nearly collided with Noah on her way out of the office.
Oh, hello, Noah, and how are you today?
Her voice was loud and strange, and Noah glanced over her shoulder at Hazel with a look on his face that clearly said, "What is with her today?" Hazel shrugged, and couldn't help the small smile that tugged at the corner of her lips. She hadn't expected to see Noah today, but now that he was here, her stomach started its usual flipping and dipping.
I'm good, how about you?
He said, answering Annie's high-pitched question.
Good. Very good. Gotta run.
He shook his head as Annie scampered out of the office.
How'd you get in?
Hazel asked.
Back door, sorry, was I not supposed to?
Well, you brought me a drink, so I'll allow it.
The smile that lit up his face took her breath away. He put the iced tea on her desk and sat across from her, swirling the ice cubes in his drink. He was watching her in that way he did, with dark eyes and a playful smirk. Even in this dim back office, he was bright. His copper hair and tangle of tattoos, the sunburn that had turned slowly to tan, the colorful braids on his wrist. It was like he'd brought the sea air directly into her office. She breathed it in before she spoke.
So, what are you doing here?
She asked, thankful when her words broke his stare.
Just bringing you a drink. And I wanted to see you.
You wanted to see me?
Of course.
Right. She swirled her drink too, and took a long sip, avoiding his eye. She'd kissed him last night, on purpose, fully sober, but now she didn't know what to do about that, or about any of this. Annie's warnings echoed in her head.
Look, Noah, about last night.
I had fun. Did you?
I did, but...
No buts.
What?
You recruited me to help with your summer, right?
Yes, but...
He shook his head.
No buts. We had fun. Mission accomplished.
But the kiss.
Was fun.
Very, I just don't want things to get weird between us or I don't know, confusing.
He leaned forward, forearms on his knees. Hazel counted 5 stars and 2 large dahlias on his right arm. Her gaze flicked back to his, and worry had crept into his playful stare.
I don't want to do anything you don't want to do, Hazel, but if you're having a good time, then let's just see what happens, okay?
Hazel swallowed her protests. This was what she wanted. This was why she'd asked Noah to help her. She wanted to see where the summer took her. She wanted more kisses. It didn't have to be confusing. It could be painfully simple.
Okay.
His grin grew.
Okay, great. Any more clues?
I doubt it, but I haven't checked yet.
What are you waiting for?
He was already up and out the office door before she could respond. He was in front of the romance shelves when she caught up to him.
Look, a crooked one.
Hazel pulled it from the shelf and found the dog-eared page. Noah's little intake of breath caught her attention. She raised a brow in question.
This is exciting.
She laughed and ran her finger down the page.
She dug her toes into the cool sand and dipped her head back, letting the warm sun caress her face.
Noah read the highlighted line out loud in that low rumble of a voice, and Hazel repressed a shiver.
Looks like we're going to the beach.
He said, still close enough that his breath stirred the curls around her face. Hazel sighed.
Please don't tell me you don't like the beach.
A pained expression crossed his face as if Hazel had personally insulted his mother.
I just always get sunburned and sand gets everywhere. And last time a seagull pooped on my sandwich.
Noah was fighting a laugh. She could tell.
I promise. No wildlife will poop on your lunch this time.
I just don't think those are promises you can make.
Fisherman's honor.
She tried to frown. She tried to be grumpy about sand and errant bird poop and the inevitable sunburn, but it was impossible. Not with Noah nearly glowing with excitement.
Okay, fine.
Hands off.
He took the book from her hands. Seduction Cove was scrawled across the cover.
Also, I'm taking this one.
Hazel scoffed.
No, you're not.
I'll pay for it.
You don't want to read that.
Of course I do.
He flashed her a smile as he wandered toward the register.
Looks educational.
You're ridiculous.
It's what you hired me for, isn't it?
His smile was still firmly in place, but a shadow of doubt had crossed his features.
That's not why at all, and I didn't hire you.
Hazel came around to the other side of the counter and took the book from his hands.
I want to do this with you because I like you.
Oh.
And you're good at it.
A new mix of emotions flitted across his face, but Hazel couldn't catch them before he was smiling again. She wanted to say more, that he was a breath of fresh air in her musty life, that he was slowly reminding her how to let go, that he was waking her up like the sun after a long winter. But none of that seemed casual, and this thing between them was very casual. A few months of excitement and flirting and nothing more, regardless of how he looked at her.